Welcome to another episode of Brothers, Battles, and Bounty, where family, business, and your future success converge. We're your hosts. I am Andreas.
I'm Anton.
I'm Stefan.
And I'm Martin.
And we are in a family business located in Chicago, Illinois. And we're here to talk about the importance of life balance on overall performance, peak performance.
Impact on.
So life balance
Yep.
and the impact on
Performance.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, because you know, whether you're in a family business or working at another company, I mean, face it, we spend most of our time at work and dealing with, all the issues. And, by the time we get home, we're exhausted, just want to go eat dinner and just kind of chill and go to bed. And then you wake up and you do the same thing over again. And over time, that takes a toll on people, and you wind up not spending the time with your loved ones, your kids, your wife, family. And, a lot of relationships get affected by that. So it's important to try to balance that out.
Yeah.
It's hard, but, it can have a major impact, both positively and negatively if you don't figure out to take the time.
The EFBC, DePaul University, has taught us, the Family Business Council.
That's the
Family Business Council has taught us there's three areas or three dimensions in all our lives, and that's our personal life, our family life, our business life. And by taking a look at each one of those, there are things that overlap within all of those, but all of those stand uniquely different. And those are the disciplines or the places that we focus on so that we can develop ourselves and the issues that we have personally and our family. How do we deal with that? And our business, each one of those interacts and affects the others. So if we have a bad day at work, or you guys don't have bad days at work, but when I have a bad day at work, sometimes I come home and I bring it to my family, and I got to learn better how to do that. And I have over the years, but it's always a challenge. And then, or if you have something in your family going on and then, you bring it down to work, it's not good. You got to be able to take that and put it on the side and manage that better. So it's easily said, but, to work at it and go through that. And I think all of you guys have had that, those experiences and that training through the Family Business Council that has helped us to address or to look at those individually. So that's a good part to start as a big picture. So now how do you take each one of those individually and work on those and integrate those together to help support, the business, supporting the personal life, family, helping support business and our personal life and so on.
It's a difficult
interaction.
balance.
Yeah.
I think just being aware of it, certainly. I mean, just you have
That's
the context.
a big step.
There's a nugget that I would like to share that's helped me a lot. And you have to work at it. I've not gotten perfect at it, but it's a work in progress, is that the conversations we have, being intentional at work. I've been in sales and marketing. When I'm talking to a prospect or a customer, I'm intentional with my conversation of how I'm interacting and communicating. And when I get home, I haven't always done that. Be intentional with my communication with my spouse or my son or friends or things. And it's odd to think that you're intentional, but I mean, it's kind of the way I've been trained. But being intentional when I'm home, example, talking with my wife, okay, I will listen. I will ask. I'll be intentional with our conversation.
Hey, you're going to ruin this for the rest of us.
Or so instead of being, you're exhausted, you're tired, and now you're home and you shut off. Okay. And you're interacting with somebody that you love and care about, and really is why I'm doing everything I'm doing is for their benefit, and my benefit as well. But you're not giving them the same intentionality or attention that you would, on the other end. And it's a little nugget just to share. It's helped me a ton. It's not easy. You have to continually work on it.
Bring your awareness to that.
Awareness of the intentionality.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And
because that's more common than
for sure.
not.
Well, in my
people
younger
bring
days,
stuff home. I do it,
Yeah.
and it's just that balance. Really needs. A lot of times
what's
just
more
writing.
common? I wasn't sure. Clarify
What's more common is not separating business from home and home from business, bringing a bad day from work home. And when you communicate with your significant other or your kids or whatever, you're communicating to them based on the experience you had at work. And most of the time it's not, the fun, we got, $1 million order today. It's this, and then you're all angry and, it's just, what do you mean you made this for dinner? I don't like that. I don't like fish. I don't like
that's you. I would never do that.
Man,
Yes.
you're a big shot.
So for me in my younger days, I didn't have balance. I mean, I was just like driven, focused, pushing and hitting limits. And I thought I needed to just work harder, push more. And it definitely affected my life balance and my relationships at home and everything, to the point where
I was going to say, we've been pushing for our employees. Hey, you have to take your vacation. I don't know if you remember, but our employees would be like, is it okay if I just, just pay me and I'll stay? I really don't. And we used to do that. And after a while, we're like, you know what? That's not healthy. You need to take time off. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh my God, if I take the time off for a week and I come back, I don't want to deal with, all the crap that's there when I come back, because nothing's going to be. So, we started implementing that.
Yep.
And
great
you
impact.
have to take
quite a while.
Your vacation. We even implemented that you have to use it or lose it, as opposed to accumulating, vacation times. You'd be here 5 years. Next thing you know, the person's got 50 weeks of vacation because they never took their vacation time.
Yeah.
Because we felt that it was important that yes, you need to get away.
Need to get recharged.
Recharged. What helps with the life balance for me. Back in the day, it was a real good stiff cocktail.
Right.
No joke. I mean, it was like, okay, this is getting me in this different mindset, Still does work on occasion. But then I evolved to the point where I realized, exercise. And even that, I didn't have much time. So I would exercise, but still staying up late, still doing the cocktails. Then ultimately, it got to the point where I realized sleep, fundamental. Never would have considered that part of balance. Hydration, drinking water, and just good diet. I was realizing the impact of things I was eating, and I was eating more because it was just like a big cycle. And for me, establishing the balance was very, very difficult, because I'm like, there's only so many hours in the day. I'm committing all this time to what I believe I need to do. There isn't time to take time off to do this, that, or the other. And if I did, I was feeling guilty. So it was almost sometimes building more stress. Whereas now, I have achieved a greater sense of balance, and I'm realizing I'm actually more productive, and it has impacted my performance in all facets, family, business and personal. What's your guys' been experience on the impact of your performance from focusing a little on the balance
I've
part?
noticed one of the keys for me is diet is critical. 20 years ago, maybe a little more, I was a 2 double chocolate frosted cake donuts with a medium cream and sugar, from Dunkin' Donuts. That was my routine every morning. Okay. I look back now and, I
Now
gained
it's just 1.5.
right.
And a small cup.
Well, and
Extra sugar.
and I didn't think anything of it, but fast forwarding, that's not sustainable. And it is sustainable, but there's a prediction of where performance and just how you feel, and as opposed to having some blueberries, some strawberries, a hard boiled egg, and bottle of water kind
Not
of
as
thing.
exciting, but
Not as exciting, but
A lot better.
more sustainable. And
I would have McDonald's like minimum twice a day.
the Egg McMuffin thing.
Oh, love them. Love them. Extra hash brown, always. But I would sop the oil off with a napkin, so I was health conscious.
But what sparked from when you're talking about your diet and being able to find a balance and sleep and all the various different things, I think one thing that's helped me is to take a look at looking out how long do I want to live? What does it look like? And I've talked to a lot of different people, and they say, oh well, my dad lived to be 80, or my uncle, I looked up to him, he lived to be 91, and so they put these goals on there. And so I looked at it and I said, you look at these people that live to be 105, 110, and they didn't have the medicine, they didn't have the medical and all the stuff from way back then. Maybe that was a good thing, I don't know. But so I say, wow, if they could have lived, if they lived to 105 and 110, why can't I live to be 125? And to have that perspective then starts changing my lifestyle of, what do I eat? Do I make sure that I'm not drinking the cocktails, too many of those, that I'm drinking water?
Just enough.
I'm doing
Just
well, you have to have the cocktail. You have to have the cocktail.
My answer, yeah.
You have to have the cocktail. But all I'm saying is, all these various different things now all of a sudden come in as I'm looking at my life and my balance, work, how long am I going to work? How long am I going to stay in this? Well, if I'm going to live to be 125, I'm certainly not going to retire at 60 or 65, so it's a perspective that I've taken a look at, to try and find that balance in business, my personal life, my family. I'm going to live to be 125. How do I help my family now in all this extra time that I feel I have? Because everything that I do is now being guided by that coming down. And that really helped me, because I heard too many people talking about, well, I'm going to retire at 65. I'll probably live another 10 years or 15 years. And it's almost like they're presetting their destination that, they're going to be done at 80
But
or 85.
the thing is, all these decisions we make has to be done early on, because changing, that just like, all right, I'm going to retire in 5 years. So now I'm going to start, eating healthy. No, this is something you have to, not just eating, but your mental health, everything else.
So there was a book, you triggered a thought from Mayo that mentioned, I thought it's worthy to share. We don't get healthy overnight. When we get sick, it seems like we got sick overnight, right? Well, you normally don't get sick overnight. It normally takes 20 years of some behaviors that accumulate, and then you become sick. Same thing with health. You don't become healthy overnight, although you may feel healthy. You have to work towards it. It can take 20 years to get healthy. And so the key thing is that getting sick or getting healthy is over a period of 20 years. And when you keep that in mind, it's all a long game. It's not just, this quarter I'm going to, lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds. It's long-term goals and objectives.
Yeah, exactly.
I've studied the blue zones. We're all familiar with blue zones.
Is that where people live to be 100 or something?
Yeah, that's where they have the most centurions,
Okay.
over 100.
Yep.
And
What
there's
do they
like
do?
5
Yeah.
blue zones throughout the world.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Japan's got a lot of them. Brazil
Okay.
has some, and they study what they're trying to identify a correlation between their longevity and their habits.
Yep.
And what they've discovered is diet's clearly important, but with diet, it's not eating to your full. They say just eat to your 80% full. So that's the key. So what you eat is important.
That would never work.
The other thing is being active. And that doesn't mean, lifting weights and running all the time. It just means walking and gardening and doing things. Another key element is socialization, having a vibrant social life where they're engaging with other people. They say having a pet as well. And it seems like that allows them to give something else their attention and empathy that needs, I don't know the correlation, but it's there. And so there's a lot of research available to start doing exactly what you're saying and getting the guidelines.
The mindset.
And my wife, Linda, has an interesting perspective. And her perspective is it really doesn't matter what you do. Your time is kind of your
predestined.
time. When it's your time, no matter what, you're gonna go. And because her father passed early and didn't drink, watched all that stuff. So her paradigm has been shaped from her own life experience. And so we both have this, if we're going to have a quality of life and life balance, do the good stuff so you can at least enjoy the time more while you are here.
So what impact, I have a question for the group, is what impact would doing these different things that we're talking about, diet, exercise, socialization, whatever it may be that they recommend, how would that impact us as entrepreneurs and our performance in business?
It's a great question. Great question.
I mean, running a business takes a lot of energy, both mental and physical. And, being able to make decisions quickly, being able to adapt quickly, being able to, manage the stress, manage, all the things. Because if we're not mentally sharp, physically sharp, it hinders the performance of our business and anyone else's business.
Mm-hmm. Well put.
And,
well put.
It's important, and, we talked about, having a good, social network, but you also have to focus on, while you're here at work, how do you make that a positive, energetic experience on a daily basis? Now, granted, that's almost impossible but to have the goal of coming to work, because how many people go to work and be like, I hate my freaking job. This sucks. I don't want to do this. As an entrepreneur, if you have that feeling, that's not good. That's the company's going to suffer. But trying to get the employees excited about coming to work is also a major social, mental accomplishment that can be done, because that will help
the keys
them
to success of the company,
the
for
keys
sure.
to success. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to love coming to work every day,
Yep.
but just knowing that you can attempt and make some progress there.
Yeah.
And you can use
help.
that in your whole life.
Yeah.
For all people that you have, your family, your friends, acquaintances, different people that you interact, even new people.
Right.
Somebody you met for the very first time. You can have a very significant impact on their life just in the way you approach it.
Well, you see how people that are working somewhere love what they do.
Yeah.
They're just popping, they're energetic, they're getting stuff done. And
You
then
can
you
feel
see the
it.
people that don't like what they're, moping around.
You
just
can
kinda-
feel it. You
yeah.
can feel it.
Yeah.
So I
it's
think
important.
the life balance part also is important, because I think what you do as you're working on the balance, and I think learning, reading, acquiring new skills or having other interests to kind of expand your mind also is very helpful, because you get exposed. You got somebody whose life experience, they take it and they transfer it into a book. You could read a brilliant person's life story in one thing and extract wisdom from it. So with the interest of time and everything, is there any, little nuggets that we want to
just try to balance your work and personal life? Try to balance whatever that is. Each person's going to be different. Just figure out what that is and try to balance it.
Yeah, I would agree. And that clearly, without a doubt, enhances your performance, because now you mentioned the word energy. Your energy is now at a level to be able to handle the stressors that happen more effectively. Because if you don't take the balance, you're just wearing yourself out. And, how much can you take,
Yeah, my closing comment would be that the mind is very powerful, and we have to build our bodies up strong when we're young so it can keep up with our minds as we age. And because our minds can continually get better if we're healthy. Okay. If you have some different, aches and pains and sicknesses, it affects how we think.
Absolutely.
And when I'm away from work, it's very important that I re-energize and replenish my energy by spending time with people I care about and love, and stay away from the toxic people who drain your energy, because you only have a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of time. And those would be the three things to share.
Awesome. That's great. I think this was another good episode focusing on life balance and its impact on performance. I think we come with a lot of wisdom in that regard. I mean, over the years, we've done a lot of progress there. So with that said, then this concludes another episode of Brothers, Battles, and Bounty, where family, business, and success converge. Wow, you guys are getting good at this. This is wonderful.
Amen.
Again, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time, listening to us. We're here for you. We look forward to adding greater content to keep your attention and hopefully learning something along the way. If there's issues you want us to address, please don't hesitate to reach out. And also, if you can, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to shoot for 1,000 subscribers. And we think, given the current trends, we're well on our way to get there. And with your help, we can get there even quicker. Thank you very much. And again, till next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.